It says we're live here in our wonderful studio? Do we truly ever have a studio? No, didn't
I think
think
you're
so
in a
either.
basement and I'm in a closet. Does that count?
Psst, it's part of the magic. Don't mess it up.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good, bad. I'm the guy with the mic.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Happily reminder, if you see these wonderful kitty cats walking across the street, be nice to them. They might be going to a birthday party. Hey, welcome to Padded Cell, and everybody that you've seen on that intro video, I would like to point out, it's not here. So you got to deal with us tonight. And trust me, I've been going through some serious mental issues. Jeez, birthdays are kind of rough. But Friday, you're here on a Sunday. Plus, I got my voice back so I can be on these shows again.
That's good. We're happy to have you back.
Oh, it's been a long, terrible sniffle season, and then all of a sudden I lost my voice, and man, I'll tell you what, I couldn't even talk over my CB. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Man, it is great to see everybody. But yeah, if you guys didn't see all the wonderful warnings on my Facebook or on Snapchat or any of the other stuff, yesterday was my birthday. Yay! And as I am super excited to be kind of over my birthday, I want to share a wonderful video because this is pure entertainment. And I know if you are the one that is singing this and you're in this video, I am not apologizing for doing this at all. So we're going to hear a wonderful birthday song from my wonderful friend, Maximus.
Zum Geburtstag viel Glück, zum Geburtstag viel Glück. Zum Geburtstag, lieber Pyle, zum Geburtstag viel Glück.
Sounds like a minion, bro.
Yes, that was Maximus singing in German. Happy birthday. Yesterday I did get happy birthday in German, in French, in Spanish, and in the cruelest trial of Chinese that I've ever heard. But ironically, we went to a Chinese restaurant and I was super excited to actually have some Chinese food. Then we went to a birthday party for me and seen some wonderful friends. And I'm just gonna say, you hire somebody for your birthday, make sure you got a list of references for some of this stuff, because people will come out of the woodwork to celebrate your birthday, and you never know what kind of party clown you're going to get.
Oh, yeah. On my end, it's been the usual SSDD and figuring out children. That is, we both know that is not like the easiest thing to do in life, especially when they're tiny.
Are they toony? Because they're all a little loony.
Well, it's not like they literally don't have loony blood. 'Cause, yeah, I have loony in my family tree. Literally, last name Looney.
Right.
So, yeah. They're tiny,
yeah.
they're toony, they're very much
Oh, a
loony.
little. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But yeah, we absolutely had a wonderful time. We absolutely had a great experience. There is a challenge out there for whoever wants to accept it, to actually have a surprise birthday party that I do not actually know anything about, and I never find out about it. And then on top of that, if that's not good enough, I'm not the one that's planning it, because I want to have some kind of celebration. Me and Raz actually took it upon ourselves to talk to each other, and we figured it out. And when we figured it out, we had ourselves a entire thing of how are we going to do this whole thing of getting my wife to plan this, but not know that I knew everything about it, because she wanted to surprise me. What's up? What's up? And yep, there's the clown right there. I'm glad that you got home nice and safe and everything got taken care of for you, bud. But dealing with kids, man, has your kids been getting all this wonderful sickness? And I know we all love the song "Get Down with the Sickness." It's just not what we want our kids to have.
No, it's mainly been more sinusy, but science homework has been interesting, and trying to teach a kid to understand you have to slow down and pay attention, and then you'll get better results.
That's hard. That's hard to do right there.
Oh yeah. So that is a thing that I've been trying to work through with the monsters.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then Sophia got the relief. My friend sent me her brownie recipe, and with one of the notes she said beat the eggs separately and then mix them in. Make sure you have them fully mixed in, or you're going to end up with scrambled eggs.
Right.
And then I showed it to Sophie, and she's like, other people have done that too? And I'm like, yeah, even adults have made that mistake. Because she made brownies, and then on top, there's just this unbroken yolk. And I'm like, how? How did you accomplish that?
Right. You know, kids are amazed at cooking, because when you do some cooking, you tell them it's science and they don't believe you. And then you go ahead and then they do something in school and they say, hey, we're going to do science. And they do something and they're like, yeah. And the kids are amazed as they're thinking, wait, I did this with dad or mom when we were in the kitchen cooking.
Hmm.
Sometimes you got to break it down to make sure that kids fully understand.
Yeah, it's a scientific reaction. You got a heat reaction when you make breads.
Right? Right?
You have because first you got to put when you're making yeast bread, you got to mix everything, let it bloom in the warm water with either the honey or the sugar, and you have a reaction. Then you mix it all together with everything and you put it in a very hot area and then it rises.
Right?
And then and then you split it up either in the rolls or the loaves and then it bakes. And you have another reaction, a bigger reaction to the heat than you did with just the little heater in the little space. And that is like one of the most fun things. It's easier to show them reactions with baking than with making other foods.
Mm-hmm.
What I think so far, one of my most favorite things we've done was the elephant toothpaste or the reaction with just the straight baking soda and vinegar. And the look of Dante's face because we helped him pour it over, and I was using it to help break up stuff, and B just to show him the reaction and the look on his tiny little face because we had to use a smaller pan and put it on the floor, and then have he could see the reaction.
Right. And that's one of the things. That's one of the things that's really hard with a lot of parents or a lot of teachers of sparking the interest. And once you spark that interest in a kid's eyes, it is so hard to keep that interest going when you go and you have to change it to something else. Because
Oh yeah.
kids, once they see something, they're like, oh, that was cool. Let's do it again. Or let's make it a little bit better. And a lot of people, you have to learn this. And, me being a parent, I want my kid to absolutely understand that. I want my kid to survive. So here's the things that they have to learn. This is the things that they have to do. And sometimes my kid is just like, oh, do I really need to learn that? Absolutely, you need to learn that because somehow, some way, you need to survive and you need to make yourself better. So learn these things, and we'll see how it goes.
Like today, they made chocolate chip cookies for our anniversary, and they learned that fractions are in everyday things that you do in the kitchen again. So Cassie is like, wait a second, I have half a cup sticks. And then I told her you have to figure out how many you need for a cup and a half. And she's like, oh. And then her brain wasn't getting that half a cup was like the whole measurement. You don't need a stick and a half, you need the half a cup. And that's always fun because we always wonder what part of math do we need. If you become a baker or a cook of any measure, you have to use your fractions. If you do anything like woodworking or building, you have to use basic math and you have to use your geometry and stuff to be able to figure out the amount of room you need and what you need to make the space. So it's just some of those weird ideas that don't fully click.
And that's the thing, sparking interest, getting people to understand and getting the little clicks between point A to point B. That's some of the hardest things to keep going and, taking time with your kids. That's absolutely one of the best things right there because, they want to do what mommy does. They want to do what daddy does. They want to do what the brothers do. I have a child that is 6. I have a child that is 17. and they are on different spectrums, but for some reason, that little one wants to do everything that her brother can. And in fact, I'm teaching her how you get from one point to another, and she's got to tell me how to get there. That way, in the event of a situation, they know how to get back to where they need to go.
Yes. And the hard part is the maps, getting them to see that with Google Maps, if you bring them up, you're given multiple different areas, and then you show them an actual map of the area. They're like, wait, it's not going to tell you anything? No, it's just there. You have to figure out the route you want to take and what is the best route to get there.
Well, not only that, it's also a situation that as your kids get older, you also have to take in consideration of, ooh, now they have a driver's license. How do you get to point A to point B? And I'm telling you what, the point A to point B might not be the best way in this type of weather. Here in our wonderful, great state of Ohio, where menopause and everything else hits our weather, you can't really predict what Mother Nature is going to dump on you. So, is the route that you're going as you are just getting your license for the first year, is that route the best route? Because it might not be state routes, and it might have not been plowed, and sometimes taking a little more time is an idea, and sometimes stay at home or stay in the right place at the right time to make sure that you are where you need to be.
Yes. Because sometimes you really do want to go see that friend. And then you find out there's no way possible to get there because the weather, the snow is hard, we don't get the snow. A lot of times it was raining so bad and we have a whole lot of dirt roads here.
Right.
And you just couldn't get down the dirt road because it was too muddy. And you're just stuck because it's flooded. Because, heck, we've even had the school bus has gotten stuck on the dirt roads here. I think
Yeah.
the hardest part is also having to walk on the dirt roads to get to the paved roads. That's one of the harder things when you need to get something and you're in like a cul-de-sac and you have to walk to the other side of the cul-de-sac. Then you have to walk to the store.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, being a person that rode a bus when I was little, we had this bus driver, and it was our bus that just seemed like it was going to find a ditch. And we couldn't tell, being little kids, if it was the bus driver or if it was really the road in the bad weather.
Mhm.
But boy, it's such a terrible time, such a terrible moment trying to figure out how are we going to go and just be able to get to school, and the school bus is like not the warmest thing to be on. Today, in this society, if they go and they have a snowflake, sometimes they're like, yeah, that's too much. No one wants to deal with the thing that we call liability.
Especially here in the South. In lower states, yeah. If you get that first dusting of snow, there's a chance school's going to be called off. Or you're going to have that 2-hour delay.
Or that you're going to have to really reconsider knowing that your package from Amazon is coming that day, just because some people can drive in this weather and some people can't. And the thing is, they know that they need to get stuff out, but I understand if I don't get something from Amazon or one of the other places because the roads are bad. And please, this is my opinion, I'm just going to put it out there. please have patience for the people that are driving what you want, because what you want may not be what you absolutely need right that second. It's an inconvenience, but please let them go home to their families safely. Let them be able to say, hey, you know what? It was a rough day, but I made it home, and be understanding. If you can't be understanding, I don't know why in the heck you're listening to us, because, you know,
I have noticed this. I can absolutely say yes, I agree. Our male ladies and gentlemen here in Newton have worked their butts off. Sometimes they're like 3 hours later than they're supposed to be trying to get the mail out, and they're just finally getting here about 6 o'clock. When normally she's here about 2:55, 3 o'clock.
right?
So just remember, sometimes days get extremely hard for them. They're not just driving around, they're going in some hard to reach places, and sometimes vehicles that aren't made to go on these type of roads. And their vehicles are full of boxes of mail that first they had to sort out and then they have to figure out as they go.
So I'm not going to talk about conspiracies as much as I like talking about good conspiracy. I don't want to talk about conspiracy. What I do want to say is, if you are a person that has not been hiding under a rock, you know what's going on in California. We feel bad for these people. Absolutely. We feel bad for anything. But there has been a ray of hope that has been in this area. And it has been a guy from the post office. He actually has went every single day and went through, and you can actually see, as they were flying a drone, they're trying to figure out, what houses, this and that. And they found one vehicle moving, and it was a United States Postal Service vehicle. Every single day, he has been going around and he has been picking up mail and putting mail in. I mean, he's not missed a beat. He's acted like there's a house and this and that, even though there's nothing but rubble all around. And he said, if this can be something that is a normal being brought back to your life, I want that for you. Yes, go out, check the mail, go get your mail, look at it. Yes, he said that there are houses that are absolutely gone, but he goes to these houses and magically there is still a package that is there for him to pick up. And he knows that these families and these people are not necessarily living there right now, but he's hoping that this situation gets better where they can come back and redo this. And this is a whole situation over in California that just keeps on going on and on and on. And I don't know what I would do. I really don't. Not only is there situations of not having enough water, there's situations of people leaving their key or vehicles right there, and they're actually telling people, I know this sounds weird, but please leave your keys in your car. That way, if you're evacuating, we can move your car and get the emergency vehicles around. There's bulldozers that are absolutely moving vehicles just because people are abandoning vehicles and they're trying to get trucks around. Not only are they trying to get trucks around, unfortunately, they're trying to get trucks from other state. California's got a lot of regulations, and they're actually making fire trucks go through this emissions test. It's the smog emissions test for the state of California, and that's the whole thing. They're making these people actually go through these tests, and I feel really bad for the people. I feel bad for this entire situation. They can't use salt water. Salt water is doing a lot of damage to the vehicles, a lot of damage to a lot of things. So, my thoughts go out to them highly, as we might be having problem here with snow. And trust me, the places that are getting a whole bunch of snow, bet you if they could, they would load the snow up on trains and transport it to California to dump it, and they got water. That sounds like a great idea, but I don't think that that's what's going to happen or what they need right now. Just me being a person that does emergency stuff, please absolutely take a little time and really think of who needs help, and if you're around, please give them help.
And that's exactly what they need. They need hope. They need prayers. They need help to get where they need to be. Oh, and of course.
Oh, I'm so happy. Something that I did hear recently about this California thing. They actually have inmates that are brush firefighters, and they're actually taking the inmates, marking them as different colors than all the other firefighters, and they're actually telling them to clear out the brush and do this and that. And I was kind of impressed that, you know what, we're okay to go ahead and use the inmates. And I mean, it seems like the inmates are really glad to be out and doing this stuff. I know there's circumstances to even get the okay for this, but here we are once again. You need something, you got to figure out how to get it.
And luckily it's working. And
yeah,
there's paperwork and all sorts of things that go with that. But at the end of the day, sometimes the people just stand up, even if they did things in the past, they just stand up and like, I'll be a better person today. Let me go help.
Right. And that's one of the biggest things. We should absolutely be teaching correction and understanding versus you did this and this is what you're stuck with the entire. That's my personal opinion. I am sorry if you don't like my personal opinion. I know that there's horrible and terrible people out there that do horrible and terrible stuff, and you can't make them happy. And I get it. But what I will say is, without doubt, if somebody absolutely is legit and they want to make a difference in their life, give them the opportunity. Don't hold them back and say, I know your past. By the way, Stefan, I want you to know, sir, I thank you very much for the happy birthday. And I was so going to do your show on Friday and jump in there and get a hold of you. But number one, I was on my way to Texas Roadhouse to go get a 2-pound steak that I successfully cleared. And that thing was bigger. If you are one of the members of the Texas Roadhouse in Troy, Ohio, thank you for your hospitality, and thank you for saying happy birthday to my cousin. Considering he has a birthday before I do this month, and he showed up after when we was already dining, and we sent the Texas Road crew or Texas Roadhouse team after him. And I have a great picture of, you know what? Let me see if I can get that uploaded, because you know what? I don't say enough things about my cousin because I don't get to see my cousin very often, but I really do think that this is a really great picture of him. And you will see the biggest smile on that kid's face as he is turning 30 and I turned 39. Do.
Do.
You know how it is. My brain, it's like, ooh, what did we do? What the heck? Was that a circle around my head?
Yeah.
Are we doing things? And by the way, if you've never been to a padded cell, I will tell you right now, padded cells are amazing. We just do everything on the fly in this show. And I I really just enjoy padded cells. They're actually one of my favorite, if not my favorite, uh, to do.
Is it not working?
Just where did I go? Oh, there I am. It did not want to come through. It doesn't want to go on my computer. It said it doesn't like me. So
Okay, share it to
I'm
me.
going. I am going to send it to you. AirDrop fail. Of course it failed. Look at that. It failed twice. No, I don't want to send it there either. Gee, criminy. I will be a firm believer in telling you all. Technology is great when it works. When it doesn't, it makes you look like a-hole. By the way, if you have not met me, my name is Pyle Hazard, and I am an asshole. And if
Not
you don't
really,
believe
no.
that, if you don't believe that, you will be very much surprised when all of a sudden I do something and you say I'm an asshole, and I tell you I gave you a fair warning.
I still want you to still be my friend. I'm just sort of here. I have. Oh no, I have no moving. There you are. No, that's Ron.
Where am I? Where have I come? Where have I
There we
gone?
go.
Caught in my Joe. She's not on here tonight, so I can say that song.
Probably thinking we've lost our mind. There we go. Okay, there you go.
Oh, yep. Let me introduce you to my 30-year-old cousin, Sebastian. And see, right there, he knew exactly what was going on. And as soon as they said attention, I jumped up and I went flying at him like a wonderful aunt that just got to see their nephew for the very first time with a camera. And he had such a smile on his face. And he said, as soon as they came over, I knew where it came from. Well, of course you did, sir. We love you, and we want to say happy birthday from me and my family. But let me just tell you that Texas Roadhouse, thank you very much for your hospitality. Jenny, you're down in, or Friday, you're down in Texas. I got a question for you. What do you call Texas Roadhouse down there?
Texas Roadhouse.
Okay, just wanted to verify. I didn't know if you guys called it our Roadhouse.
Nope.
How do you like your steak? That's my next question for you. How do you like your steak?
Medium?
Medium? Okay. So I am a medium rare person. And this is one of the things I'm going to wonder and see if I hope we don't get flagged for this. And I'm going to say that because, we never want to get flagged and kicked off of something because we absolutely love coming to you live on the show, right? Friday?
Very much so.
So we always have to wonder. We found out that we cannot take Ron and have him move his head down because we get flagged for nudity right there. And that's not the case. It's just Ron's bald head. And we have a running joke about that. And this uploaded, so let me see if I can get this picture because this is super, super funny picture.
See? Closest place to me, this is what we call it.
That's true. So yeah, we had a running joke for a long time of it's called Texas Roadhouse. What do they call it in Texas? Do they call it our Roadhouse or They just say, yeah, it's Texas Roadhouse. I don't even think Texas Roadhouse was started in Texas, to be right honest. It says it got uploaded, but I cannot find this picture. That might be one of the Friday. You just might get an error photo to upload because my stuff is not uploading onto anything today.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I have so many pictures, but nothing is uploading right. I got reformatory photos. I've got this and that. Man. And you know what? I gotta say, this Wednesday is another wonderful episode of Chainer's Haunted Secrets. And I was starting to wonder if we had anybody because I didn't see it on the schedule until I got a hold of our wonderful person, and he said, "Yeah, Friday already got a hold of me."
Well, you said you were going to put it in the thing. So,
But you know
okay.
what? It's there. It's there. But yeah, Texas
The answer
Roadhouse.
to your question
What's that?
is the answer to your question is February 17th in Clarksville, Indiana.
Okay, what was my question?
When and where did
Oh, Texas Roadhouse. Yeah. Okay.
there we
Okay. You got me here.
I'm in the wrong area. Let me fix that.
That's fine. I'm always in the wrong area. Have you seen me?
Okay,
Okay.
there you
So
go.
I want to point out that is a mistake. It is medium rare and it's delicious. But the question was, when my wife looked at this, she knew what I was going to ask her. And I just looked at her and I said, I should call her. And she goes, I have never seen a piece of meat look like that. So yeah, I'm just, and Jenny, Friday, your face right now.
Mhm. What type of reaction were you looking for?
I wasn't quite sure, but that right there, that is a great cut of meat, and just the way that it was cut and the way that it's shaped. I'm not going to tell you what it looks like because I'm going to say that a lot of people will probably get a good idea. But if you ask me, I'm going to tell you that looks like a piece of steak that was delicious. And when I asked for a 32 ounce, it sure as the heck came out bigger than 32 ounces. I almost feel like it was more like a 38 ounce because
Mhm.
at some point it kind of started hurting to hold all that, but I got it down.
Yeah.
Everybody celebrated, and the guy was really excited. And just to let you know, a 32-ounce steak at Texas Roadhouse, when you get it, is about $40. So just giving you a heads up. You want to have a 32-ounce steak with two sides, it's around a $40 meal.
Sometimes they charge you the $50 just for the steak.
You know what? I don't care. Because it was yummy.
It was delicious.
And before I started devouring this, I looked at this wonderful cut and I even said in my head, "Thank you, Mr. Moo Cow. Because of your sacrifice, I was able to enjoy this." And I hope, Mr. Mukau, you had a wonderful life as you were enjoying it until it was done. And I hope that, Mr. Mukau, you are in a wonderful pasture of green and grass up in wherever they go. Because your sacrifice was not in vain. Your sacrifice was absolutely for me to enjoy. Thank you, Mr. Mukau.
Exactly.
I do think that Native Americans did have it right a long time ago when they said that when it was said a long time ago, Native Americans respected what they were taking, what they were harvesting. They would say thank you, and they would honor the harvest by taking it and using as much as they could. And you know what? I absolutely think that is a wonderful thing. Once again, if you don't agree with me, it's okay. You don't have to.
Just please remember, we are kind people. We do not do like certain vegans and wish death on people because they like meat.
No. And let me also just tell you right now, if you are a plant eater and only plant eater and this and that, please make sure you get your vitamins, your minerals. Make sure you understand that vitamins and minerals are very important. If you do not get it from a delicious cut of meat, you need to take your supplements, and do not do any research into finding out where some of this supplements come from, because then you'll stop taking your supplements. Don't do your research unless you're prepared to be okay with the consequences, correct?
Yes. I just had an idea, so I'm asking two people if they would like to do the idea.
I like ideas. Is it a pie in my face? Let's bring it on. Happy birthday, pie.
No, you are welcome to join. I don't know how much you will know about either of these authors, because I don't think you've read anything by either of them. You don't seem to be a romance or dark romance fan.
Are we talking about me?
Yes.
You know what? Let's go ahead and have a serious moment here, and I'm just gonna say, I am not a reader. If something gets read to me, it's like, okay. Have I ever watched the whole movie Sweet Home Alabama? Yes, I have. Have I watched some of the other movies? Absolutely. It's the reading that gets my problem.
What if they have audiobooks?
If you got an audiobook, you know what? I like doing that. I'll sit there and listen.
So yeah, I know LD Wasur has audiobooks out that you could listen to. I know that Angel Nix has audiobooks that you can listen to. So if you wanted to listen to a couple of these, remembering these books were made for people who like those type of romances. I say people because sometimes guys read them just as well read them and talk about them with their wives and try things that were done in the book. which is why you get all these really fun videos of them dressed up as these characters, acting out the scenes.
Gilbert Godfrey reading 50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey, yes, is a romance book. I have read the variations that she has done of the story. I can honestly say that those are not something that I like as my top favorite romance novels. These two authors, however, that I'm asking, I figure will get back to me in the future. Well, one has now, so yes. The first one I mentioned. So the second one, I'm just waiting.
Oh man, I'll tell you. When you go and you find a good book, and it really grabs your attention, and you just don't want to throw it away. But I'll tell you, it just, yeah.
So yes, I agree. It's because some you find and you just listen to them over and over again or read them. I say listen because, well, I love to listen to audiobooks. I really do. I keep going back to the Dark Tower series and the Stevie series. The Coveted Hood and that series. Why cannot Capot, Stevie Capot, that's her last name.
So, I want to point something out here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you know me, you're really poking. You're poking at the wrong thing.
Oh, I was pointing at, well, at this point, I was just pointing at you. Thing is, I don't know, where are you next? Are you this side or this side?
Right now, I am currently, I'm pointing at you.
Okay, over there. That's better. Because I pointed this way. Because, guys, in front of me, he's that way. Right in front of me. But the way you guys see him, he's that way. Am I pointing at you?
No, you're pointing the opposite direction.
He's that way.
Yep.
Okay.
And you're that way.
You see, I can't even tell which way is the right way to point at him. To be honest, he's that way. Because for me, it's the opposite direction. So therefore, I keep asking. He's over there. Okay, now that I've pointed out where you are, please continue.
I just got a message from someone that says, "Boy, it just seems like you're kind of a busy person. How busy do you actually get?" I am sorry to tell you that I absolutely sometimes get swamped. But for anybody in the haunted house industry, I will take the time and I will find a way to spend quality time with you. If you are a person that is part of the Ohio Haunters Association and you have an award and you're waiting on the award from me, I do have a couple awards that I sent out and they got kicked back. So I am going to redo this and make sure that it gets done right. But also, if you are one of the wonderful people, please get a hold of me because I really want to come see you people. I really do. I mean, is that too much to ask? Actually see the people that got these awards.
No.
I'm impressed at them. So, but yeah, hi, I'm one of the members and board, one of the board members for the Ohio Haunters Association, which we also have a meeting, not this coming up Saturday, next Saturday. Man, now that I'm thinking of it, man, I've got one heck of a schedule coming up because this coming up Saturday, I have a lunch and learn for the Emergency Disaster Services in Shelby County. And then I have the next Saturday OHA meeting, which I think we're going to try to broadcast that on OHA. I just gotta get some things figured out with that. Um, so yeah, but I am always constantly working on different stuff. I absolutely love doing different stuff.
We can figure that out. How to stream it. I just would need. I can do this end if y'all can figure out how to get it set up on your end of film.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're still in talks about everything. There's some things that got done, some things that were supposed to get done, and weather's been we don't want to cancel this upcoming meeting. I mean that's just what it is. You never like canceling a meeting, but when you do inside meetings in January, yeah, 2 years ago it was the reformatory, and they had to postpone it for a month. Man, that was a lot of chili that had to be frozen.
Yeah. Ooh, and tell her how many people you think are going to show up, and that can give her an idea of how many brownies she needs to make.
Huh?
You know how she asked how many she needs to make?
That is okay. I know where you heard that. Yes. Okay. So that is actually for next weekend for the lunch and learn for OH
Okay.
or for EDS. And that's the
Well,
thing,
either
you
way,
know.
that's the best way I can explain to figure that one out.
You know what? When it comes down to making chili, man, you can make a lot or you can make a little. A little bit goes a long ways sometimes. But do I recommend you making 15 gallons of chili? No. And in fact, don't ever try making 15 minutes or 15 gallons. Give me 1 second. I gotta check on something real quick.
Alrighty. So either way, hi. Hey, we still have Steven's thing up. Hello. How are you doing? I am. I'm just sort of here. Making large amounts of things and having to freeze them is hard because you have to figure out if you have the freezing area. Then you have to figure out how much you need to make for the thing, the event that you're having, and then you have to figure out how to safely have it in what you can put in safely. Like if you put it in bags, you have to figure out if it will fit properly and you can close them. And then from there, if it does, how you can either lay it down or put it in containers and set it in there. Oddly enough, Tupperware has made containers that's just for constant refreezing over and over again. Hi, Stefan. So, yeah, it's what you find that will work with you. And doing that. So, yeah.
Why isn't he in
Steven!
this show?
I don't know. He has the ability. Yeah, I was fixing to go into poetry because I had no idea what to talk about.
I heard freezing, thawing, refreezing. I got a good question for you.
Yeah, I was explaining the logistics of how hard it is to do the thing you just did.
Okay, so here's a good question for you, okay? If you had to feed 30 people very quickly, what would be the number one thing to make that would be easy and quick?
Easy, quick, 30 people.
Yep.
It's 49 degrees here. I have no idea about there. I have done homemade cheeseburger hamburger helper. I have done chili. I have done soup. I am saying have because I have literally had to do that a lot. Pancakes! Yeah, pancake, dude. I have made pancake just by dumping like bags of flour in a bowl and going from there.
So let me also put this, okay? It's also got to be something where it is easy to grab and go. But you know what? I like this pancake idea because there is actually an opportunity that you can make really thin pancakes. They're called crepes, aren't they?
Yeah, you can make crepes. If you're making things that are quick, easy to go, sandwiches.
Okay.
Have done that before. To feed 30 people really quickly. That was one of the worst New Year's ever of all time. I don't want to do that again.
So let me go ahead and put it this way, okay? I get a phone call, and there is. Let me set this up for you really, really quick. I get a phone call, and they say, I have somewhere around 30 to 50 firefighters on a fire scene that they have been fighting this fire for a couple hours. They need coffee, and they need something. Something being some nourishment. Jerky is a wonderful thing to cover or carry, but jerky you don't always have. Jerky actually has a pretty good life expectancy on, keeping it. But the question is, if I can get something, what should I get and what should I make that a firefighter would be able to just grab and be able to walk right over to sit down, eat it, and it's not going to be greasy and upsetting stomach. Which, you know what, hamburger is very delicious, but hamburgers have grease sometimes, and that upsets stomachs when you're doing firefighting. Why do I ask this? Because a little bit inside of my life, I am a director for a emergency disaster services in my county, and for this position, it is very interesting because you don't have directors. Let's see here. He said, oh no, did you already pull that up?
Pancakes and bacon. Bacon gives protein. Syrup gives temp energy boost.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
absolutely true.
The,
That's absolutely true.
carb.
The one thing I will tell you is I would not do the syrup too much. The reason that you don't want to do syrup is because, yeah, it gives you a temporary energy boost, but if it's a long enough fire, that temporary energy boost will crash you down harder than hell. But yeah, and you know what? That maybe I should do a show on here and just absolutely ask questions like this, because this is actually important and this would actually help the fire departments in my area. But I never really did think, because when I say this, we do have a portable Blackstone grill. Honey instead of syrup. That's actually a pretty good idea. You know what?
That is a good idea.
And honestly, like I've told everybody, when Facebook gets a hold of me and says, "Hey, your birthday's coming up. What organization would you like to possibly help?" There was a organization I was thinking about putting up. That way people could help it. But I can't get a hold of the people that's in charge of it. And when I can't get a hold of the people that's in charge of it, if you're not going to take the time to talk to me, I feel like I should not promote your stuff. But I will say something. If you ever want to say, "Hey, you know what? I want to donate money in the name of Pile," donate it to your fire departments, your first responders, because that is a whole mess that a lot of people don't want to do. And I will say firefighters through and through, because as much as the police department have to deal with this and that, the firefighters never will have the exact same thing happen to them over again, because the circumstances are changing as you change the place, the location, the person, the mental attitude. And the fire department can absolutely be the ones that are like, "Hey, I think you need to go get some help," and they have to talk to them. Police department absolutely has to talk to them to get them to come back off of a ledge. But the fire department's got to be the one that treats them when they're not treating themselves correctly. We'll not ever get into a battle between those badges, because, dear Lord, my personal opinion, yes, they take on a lot. But yeah,
Disclaimer, we are not here to say one is better than the other. We are just explaining what is happening between each department.
Oh yeah. If you want to figure out who is better than who, go to the toy drive that has the Battle of Mascots, and that right there will tell you who's better than who, just because who is better than who is a competition between the fire department and the police department in their mascots. And I hate to tell you, if you are a person that does support Safety Pup or McGruff, sorry, you lost to Sparky the Fire Dog. Hate to tell you, it happened. This December, the toy drive, Sparky the Fire Dog, he won. And the other mascots really weren't even close to him. Congratulations, Sparky. I actually have pictures of that. I don't know. Did I ever show you those?
Not all of them.
Well, give me a sec here, and let me see if I can try to do something here. See if my phone is with me on this one.
Maybe. I have no idea.
Me neither. Okay. So let's get rid of my steak here, because I don't think anybody ever wants me to show that piece of meat again. Let's see if we can pull up these mascots. I'm always impressed where my phone will throw a picture into, and also I'll block out a whole bunch of them. It won't let me add these. I don't know why. Don't have rhyme, don't have reason. And this is the beautiful thing about technology. If anybody's ever worked with technology, this is how it operates. It makes no sense. Like, I don't even know what the heck was happening there. This is why we have a Friday, and Friday is amazing because I just keep on sending Friday pictures. And Friday's like, oh,
And that's what
yeah,
Friday
I'll
was
upload
doing.
that.
Friday was trying to figure out if we could get rid of those pictures or keep them.
We can show the happy birthday one more time, and then we can make this one disappear. Please, if you see a possum, help the possum get to its friend's house because the possum likes cake.
I like cake
And
too.
I'm not calling you a possum though. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Shelby County, Ohio has a thing called Battle of the Mascots. And Battle of the Mascots is a competition between the mascots that they are able to get all these toys to donate. And it's really great because here's Sparky the fire dog right there, and you got, I think it's Helen the hen now. It used to be Chicky Lee, now it's Helen the hen. Possum stew. Yeah. Let the possum get some cake, and then you get possum stew. But as you can see, the Battle of the Mascots has a wonderful amount of mascots. And I'm always really happy to see the mascots come out. Even though some of the mascots might have different feet on them some years. Like McGruff has tennis shoes this year. Spooky, which is the orange pumpkin, it's clear in the back, is very short this year. Helen the chicken got short. Scoopy the ice cream cone there got taller than heck, and we don't know how in the heck. Darren the Dare Lion shrank. I think it's really good for people to actually see these mascots, and it's really good that they actually have a competition. So if you ever want to be in Shelby County, Ohio, and you want to do this and support your firefighters or your police departments, please bring a toy out. That way you could say that this person is better than this person. But as soon as the competition's over, they're all best friends, and if there's ever an emergency, they all will work together as much as they possibly can. Now I got a question for you, Friday. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so my question for you, Friday, is do we have a commercial that we're supposed to play?
Yes. Would you like me to?
Oh. Well, I mean, we're 1 hour into the show, and usually we start doing it around this time. It's if we remember. And we don't want the big bad razzle dazzle to come in here and say, excuse me, you needed to do this. Because me and Friday are notorious for forgetting.
Yes, that's
What's
why
that?
sometimes it's played at the end of the show. But Razzle Dazzle is never the big bad anything unless he is your haunter. Then you might ought to run.
You know what? And then after that, we could talk about Hell's Dungeon for a second, because I have an idea I want to put past you.
Okay, I'll play the thing and then we'll be right back.
All right.
Greetings and shabibans. We are the Retro Reductibus Cephala Podcast, a long-form bi-weekly show that celebrates all the things that made growing up awesome.
Well, that sounds good, but I don't know what all those words mean.
I think what Parasite Steve's trying to say is that on Retro Redoctopus, we explore a range of retro goodness, from toys, video games, and movies, to cartoons, and even snacks and school lunches.
Oh.
And we do it all with a positive spin, a slew of killer guests, and some very adult language.
And you know what else is cool?
No.
This crazy show is part of the Door King Podcast Network with new episodes every Tentacle Tuesday.
What's that?
And if waiting 2 weeks for a new episode gives you a sad, know that we drop bonus episodes all the time, like the off-format Crow's Nest and an interview series we call The Brig.
You can listen to Retro Redoctopus on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or any app that's cool enough to carry the only show that celebrates all the things that make growing up awesome.
Hello, my lovelies. We seem to be back, and I seem to be alone. Okay. She wrote so much of what she said, of what she cried from. She printed her heart and soul. All the things she said, she shared her pain. She wouldn't feel alone. She made us cry, send prayers. She never asked for them for herself. Only for others. She deserves love. May she one day find the happiness, the safety, and the place that makes her feel loved. May home be her sanctuary. Am I not alone anymore? Okay, I will stop reading horrible poetry to people.
No, continue. Here I am. No, actually, I was trying to test something to see if it was going to go through right, and so far it has. See, here in my wonderful nightmare studio that I've been working on, I actually have a TV up, and the TV is actually right over here. And I was just seeing how clear our picture comes through on our Facebook. And it's beautiful because I can actually look over here on the screen, and I am actually looking at it. And I'm actually one of the people that's watching us right now, just because I wanted to see how Nightmare Studio is coming along. And yes, it might be down in the basement, but Nightmare Studio is a cookie.
This is what anniversary cookies look like by Cassandra Page and Sophia Oswin. Anniversary cookies look like this, and they're absolutely nummy. I have the best of kids.
That's awesome. But yeah, recently I started working on trying to make my podcast stuff a little better. So I actually start making where I have a workstation, and now I have a relaxing area. It has a nice 32-inch TV, which is awesome because, here I am watching myself and making sure that we actually have a lower clarity. This all makes sense? Yes. Does this matter? Probably not to a lot of people, but it makes sense to me, and I'm excited about it. So when you said that, yeah, no one's here, I was actually here, just off to the side. So, do you know what next month is?
Okay, I'm assuming you're talking about Valentine's Day and not Josh's birthday.
We could talk about both of them because we've been talking about birthdays, so we could talk about Josh's birthday.
Yes. So let's talk about your Valentine's Day idea.
Oh, yes. So we have a running joke with me and a couple of my friends that I secretly am a male stripper on the side. And I don't guarantee that this is exactly a joke. It's just, someone said that they were going to have a bridal party. Someone said that they were going to have a birthday party. Someone said that a lot of things were going to happen. And every single time they think it's fine because I can have a joke with it. And so we all talk about me being a male stripper. Has it ever really happened? Not exactly, but there's been some phone calls of me going, well, hello there. Yeah, this is Honey Glaze calling you just to confirm this bridal party. I can't wait. I figured out exactly where I'm getting my hot wings from. And don't you worry, I'm going to make it one memorable event just for you. And I've done this several times to different people. And we've made a comment that Honey Glaze is the secret name on everything. Could it get better? Absolutely. So Honey Glaze is not going to be a vision anymore. Honey Glaze is going to become a reality. And yes, you get to meet Honey Glaze, the male stripper at Hell's Dungeon during their Valentine's Day specials. They're going to do it on the 14th and the 15th of September. And man, are we going to be ready? Because I'm going to make myself a stage. And I know how much you guys all like watching people dance on those poles. But since I got a little more pounds than that pole can handle, I will be going around in circles in a office chair. Will I be eating hot wings? Absolutely. Or picked out where I was getting my hot wings from. I will be in a wife beater. I will have a bucket with me as I am taking them and rolling them saucy beauties around my lips. Is there going to be pictures and photos? Probably. See, I am technically not going to be in, yes, Nightmare Studios. So since I do all my work down here for a whole bunch of different things, I've been calling it Nightmare Studios, and now I'm going to actually have a podcast room that I can actually, and if I can get the couch down here, I'll even be doing podcasts from a couch. Is this a wonderful idea? Probably not. Is this going to be great? Probably not. But you know what? We all have to have our imagination, right? Look, I'm alone. I think I'm alone now. She looked like a Bigfoot.
You were never alone. We will never let you be alone. That is why you have so many spirits around you.
Yeah, that
have you seen them?
You know what? I have a spirit bell down here. Have I ever told you that?
Yes, and you've shown us.
I love
my question is, have you seen the really tall guy in the jeans and the t-shirt and the trucker's hat? That was a trucker.
Which one are we talking about?
The one named Greg.
No.
That's saddening. I figured he would have come by and said hi by now.
I have had a lot of people come by and say hi, but I don't remember a Greg.
This one will be non-corporeal and decently tall.
Oh, yeah? You
But
know
anyway.
what? There's about a 3-second delay from what we are doing here to actually watching on the monitors. If you watching, just letting you guys know, if I put my hand up like this and wave to you, it's about 3 seconds before you see it. It's kind of fun watching and making sure that everything is going through on all the stuff. But yeah,
Yep, we seem to be up on mine.
all I can see is a picture of Bigfoot. Hey, got a question for you.
I have 12
How many
answers, only one may be right.
How many razors do you think it would take to shave Bigfoot?
Okay, first, you're going to have to go in with the clippers. And then you're going to end up chewing through 3 to 5 of the really good clipper sets because dang. And the other question is, are we going to bathe him first or her?
Well, you got to find them to bathe them.
So if you find them, I would recommend bathing them first before the first haircut. Because I guarantee you they've never been shampooed like you do your beard. Okay.
Do you think that Bigfoot's got swamp ass going on?
I know Bigfoot has swamp ass because I generally end up with swamp chest constantly, especially during the summertime. I lost the word summer. Don't know how, don't know why. It just went poof. I'm gone.
I've lost the word summer.
Yeah, I do that quite a lot. I lose random words, and then sometimes I end up having to look up words to replace them. And they'll be like 5-10 minutes later. Oh, yeah, I was trying to say this.
Right? That's interesting. That's interesting. Would you allow a 6-year-old to shave your head? Well,
That
not
highly
you.
depends on
Not
the
you.
6-year-old.
Okay, my 6-year-old.
Have you let her do yours before?
Maybe.
Has she gotten good at it?
Well, Mama still got to look at it and make sure that it's still good, because I'll tell you what, that little girl, Mama tried. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it's like Soapy. We are trying every single day. But sometimes we have to have new lessons. Pardon me. I hate hiccups. Sometimes we have to have new lessons. Or redo other lessons. Or sometimes other adults are like, hey, remember this?
If you hate a hiccup, do you despise a hick down? Just putting it out.
Question is, what happens with a hick down?
A lot of things. How? Okay, so my father just posted this to me, and I want you all to know right now that this is legit. If you like saving money, you have an opportunity right here and right now. Because Dad actually showed these to me. These are Forever stamps, and they are at 60% off. They are holiday stamps and other stamps, but they are Forever stamps, by the U.S. Post Office for 60 up to 60% off. Why would you not want to try doing this? If you are a person that has to put stuff in mail, I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's worth the money.
Now, I am not getting any money to promote this. And I am not getting any money. And I'm not promoting the post. You know, I do not promote the post office because I have seen stuff that should have never got bent. Look like they were trying to do origami with my letter. They attached a note that said the machine got it. And all I could think of was, huh. But these are forever stamps that absolutely are 2019 forever stamps. I actually have some of those over here. They are the 2017. They are outdated forever stamps. But a forever stamp is a forever stamp. So I don't know who in the heck got a hold of these. And I've seen, like, here is the 2018 Scooby-Doo. That was $63, but is $27.50. I do believe for a roll of them. That's pretty interesting. They have anything from Christmas, and here's one that I didn't even know. Did you know that they actually make forever stamps that are Hanukkah?
Yes.
I never knew that. But yeah, I don't understand. I don't know how in the heck this is being done. Cannot say, hey, I promote all this. But I am saying that this is pretty interesting, and my father just happened to send me something, and it's a thing on Facebook. So do a little research, and you can find it too. But I just thought that was kind of interesting because when you got stamps, you're like, oh, okay, did I buy enough? And then you come to realize I bought way too many, and you just hold on to them, and then you lose them, and then you don't know where you put them. And I will look right here and see if I can find the stamps that I have. I got stamps down
Mine
here.
are in my Doohickey book by Stephen King.
As you can clearly see, my head goes back and forth, back and forth. And sure enough, these are forever stamps from 2019.
Yeah,
These
and you
are
can still use them.
Yeah, these stamps right here I have are pre-existing COVID. I want you to know right there. And I probably didn't even use half of my stamps. Do I need to use more? Yeah. Actually, I wish I had a postal weighing thing. That way I could weigh some stuff. But I don't. But yeah, if you work at the post office, thank you very much for doing what you do and putting up with people. And I also want to point out, if you work for the post office, thank you for not going postal all these years. We remember the time frame when
Our very special friends at the post office. Sorry. My brain just went. That's why I like to mute myself. Thank you to our very special friends at the post office that write books as well. I know, Michael Guzman, and I just had his books in my hand. Where did his name go? Our other friend that does stories with us.
I don't know. I really don't.
I've lost my mind. I need a new one. And I just had like nearly his whole collection in my hand earlier. Smells. Rob Smells.
I need you to go walk out your door, go grab one of those books, and go, I feel better.
You want me to bring back the book?
Friday, that looks so painful for you not to be able to realize it. And you said, I was just holding the book. I would have been like, I was just holding the book. Forget it. I'm going to go get the book. But you got it. You got it. You know what? You worked through this problem. You had a problem. Okay. We were doing this last night. You seen a problem and you worked through it. And that right there is progress. I want you to be happy about that. Progress. We were doing it last night for my birthday. Absolutely, when we were doing something stupid, and somebody figured out what to do, somebody would come around and just say that, and it made everything a lot funnier, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, you look like you're going to bust a gut or pee yourself. Which one you got going?
Not pee myself, because I went to do that already while we were on break. I'm just like, you know what? Bye.
It is time. So, you going to bust a gut, or what is that face?
That face is pure aggravation. Do you have...
You're on the show with me.
TBR, it's stupid. But, not the books. It's just the amount of stuff I'm trying to do, because I have like personal goals of things I want to read, but also I need to finish the fake horror thingies where I do the little commercial thing, and I do the thing where I make a one where it tells about the story and why you should read it. And it's just the pure aggravation of my brain. It's just like that, and I'm trying to declutter the house and everything. It's just my brain is just
So let me just tell you now. If you guys don't already know this, I have been working on a couple of books, and one book is called The Book of Grimm. When the Book of Grimm gets completed and it actually gets where someone could actually look at it, that's past, the people that have read it. I want everybody to know that the video or the little thing that comes out with it is just going to be a picture or a video of a skeleton hand opening a book and then shutting it, turning it over, and it says The Book of Grimm. That's it. I don't need you to say, well, this is the reason that you need to watch or read this book. I need you just to be curious on what the pages hold. I appreciate Friday and everybody that ever does this stuff. I really do. But if you look at one of my books and you really want to look at one of my books, number one, it is kind of cracking into my skull. And I apologize. because
like
it
that
is
goal.
absolutely something that no one else has absolutely got into if you read these. Number two, you're reading a book that was designed by a person, and I say this, by a person that does not read books, has nothing to do with books 90% of the time, and doesn't want to really push his own book. The only reason that I want this book to be read is because I want somebody to have the pure curiosity of opening this book and saying, what did I just get into? That is the only reason. Should you read any of my work? Absolutely. Should you not read any of my work? Absolutely. The reason that you would want to is because you're curious just as much as I am curious on who would read it. Who was this book made for? It was made for no one. Who's the book designed for? No one. But as this gets closer and closer that Grimm is actually getting completed, I am very excited because I want people to know, you know what? I completed saying, here it is. Ha 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 ha. Once again, there was a teacher that said I would end up in jail or prison, and I have done neither of those. And to that teacher, if that teacher ever finds any of these, ha 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 ha, I'm here.
And you can honestly say, so far, you have started in the newsletter, and if you're willing, I'll take what you've already given me for Grimm and do the general thing I plan on doing is like fix the words where the words are the actual words you're trying to make them, because the voice thing made them into something that are not the word they were trying to be.
Yeah, I want everybody to know when I say this, I mean this. I absolutely enjoy doing this stuff through and through. The way I do things, and I'll say this, I will sit in my semi and no one will call me, no one will talk to me, and I will crack open the talk to text and I will put it through the talk to text. Talk to text may be a wonderful thing, and it may be a horrible thing. And if you say, I get this book done and this is how I did it, and I am not an author, well, you know what? I could have told you I don't believe I will be an author in the beginning.
So the reason the first book is taking so long is it is a transcript from a video that I'm trying to take the transcript that isn't exactly sentences and make it into sentences and paragraphs that make sense. And then every so often I have to go back to what he has said. So that is what all of this is. It's transcripts that's being edited to be exactly what he wants it to be. And then we're going to give it to you. Because what he wants is actually very awesome.
And the funniest thing is, the one that she's talking about right there is not the Book of Grimm.
No, it's Taihan.
It's Taihan. And Taihan has been around for years and years and years. In fact, once Taihan actually gets done, I have to make sure one copy gets sent to my old divisional manager, because I told him I was working on this years ago, and he said, I feel like every store that we have needs to have a copy of this, because what Taihan stands for is not what he thought it was. So he just was like, I think this would be a thing that every store, once I explained it to him, he said, no, we need this not to be near a single store. Probably. But yeah, no matter what, you guys ever want to try going and writing a book, do it. You guys want to try writing a story, do it. You guys want it to be successful with it, there's a lot to it. And I want everybody to know there is a lot to it. I can't tell you that I have been able to do the right thing at the right time, but I will tell you that I have principle behind me. And that's the thing. I want to do stuff. And I want to prove a point. And my point's always been, don't underestimate somebody and don't tell them that you see their prediction of their future being a terrible and horrible one, and they're not going to do anything that's worth anything. Because that right there is going to empower them to want to prove you wrong. And which might be the best thing that you could possibly do. But I'm just saying, don't try doing that, and don't be negative to people. Could we all be positive towards people? Absolutely. But there again, where's all the fun in that, right?
Exactly.
But yeah, that's my personal thing. Be kind to people. Go check on. We just got out of Christmas, and as we just got out of Christmas, Friday, have you went out and just checked on all the people?
I have been trying. Some of them I peruse their social media. Some of them I say hi. It's just some of them just don't answer back.
Okay. But you're doing everything you can, right? Just checking up on people, seeing how everybody is, and if they don't get back to you, at least you did what you could, right?
In theory, yes.
Okay. And that's pretty much one of the best things that you could possibly do, right?
Yes.
So, please just go check up on people, making sure that they're okay. This time of the year, we just got out of Thanksgiving. We just got out of Christmas. We're in the new year. Everybody's like, yes, I want to do stuff for the new year. People are also looking at different things that they have done in the past year, and things are going to change. They cannot repeat what they want to. I didn't even make it 10 days into this new year without one of my friends passing away. Sucked. Didn't see that coming. It was blindsided. We just got done saying have a great weekend to him, and less than 48 hours he passed away. Does it suck? Yes. Are we going to get over it? Yes. My hopes or my thoughts and prayers go out to the family, absolutely. And that's one of the things. It sucks.
I would like to interject something on something you've said.
Go for it. I like interjections.
We don't ever get over the fact that people have died. I want to interject this. It just gets easier to live and not bawl as much or be able to look at it objectively sometimes when people have died. The more time that goes by, you can honestly, it can be 22 years later, literally, and something happened, and you will just start crying like it was just yesterday that they died. I just want to interject that. But it does get easier to live day by day as you go along.
You're right. And I will also say it depends on who passed away to you. If it was somebody that you absolutely were dead friends with, yeah. Family member, yeah. If it was a person that you've seen it coming, yeah, it makes it a little easier because you had the time to brace. Am I saying, well, you know what? Things will happen. Yeah, things will happen, but am I telling you that you will get over it? No, because there's going to be different things that make you think about that person and you cope with that, whatever. Um, I sat in a line and seen something happen, and it totally brought me back to what me and my buddy would have done, and he wasn't there. And it took me a little bit, but I reconstructed myself, and I'm okay. Am I the same person I was? Like, whatever. No, but it sucks. And I'm not saying that you will ever be perfectly fine. What I am saying, and I want everybody to know this, and this is truth. When something happens, congratulations, you now have to find the new normal. If you don't find that new normal, you're going to destroy yourself. Just really make sure that you take care of yourself. Make sure you take care of everything. I think tomorrow we're supposed to get Uncle Necro's Tomb of the Terrible and have Mac and me, right?
Possibly.
Possibly.
There's a slight problem with that we will not speak about on air. We will have to find out if certain technical difficulties will allow the ability to do that show.
Okay. So we don't know for sure, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't have an answer right now.
We don't have a crystal ball.
Nope. I just know it's a possibility we'll be able to hold tomorrow.
Well, hopefully, no matter what, we get something up and running because we would like to.
I can promise that there will be 2 shows on Friday and there will be a show on Wednesday, but the same person will be on the show on Wednesday and on one of the alternate shows on Friday. Those are what I can and I may be able to make a show happen on Thursday.
Okay. What about? Yeah, that's pretty much that's about right, isn't it?
Yeah. So Chandler's Still to Scream.
Right.
Bloody Binge Podcast, which is why is my brain not working? Hold on a second.
He's actually going to be on Wednesday and on Friday.
Yeah.
I didn't even think
Bloody
of that.
Binge Podcast.
Yeah.
With Igor and the Lunatics is the episode he's doing Friday.
Okay.
And we get to interview him for his Haunter credentials, which he has plenty. I'm not saying interviewing to see if he does or doesn't. Just interview him because we love Steven.
Yep. Let's see. And then is there another show on Friday?
It is going to be if I get a yes on this question I asked at the beginning of the show to 2 amazing ladies, it will be Unfronted Pages. If not, I will have an alternate thing for backup on Corpse Garden Chronicles. Because right now, at the beginning of the year, it's been so hard to talk people into interviews because the beginning of the year is just hard. And of course, one of the things you were talking about, February 15th at Hell's Dungeon. Must go do that. I don't have the logistics. You're going to have to go onto the page and find out where to get tickets and how to get there and to sign up for it. Because it's always good to do anything at Hell's Dungeon.
Right, and Hell's Dungeon is really, really fun to be an actor. To go through, it's really fun. It is really starting to be a fun game of if I can get them to break their character. And it is really hard for me to get them to break their character. I don't know if it's they've seen me enough times or if it's something else. But I want you to know that it has been fun spending quality time with them and coming up with different stuff. And I will be a couple Sundays going down there to build everything. And I just got a message from a haunt owner that informs me that me and him's going to take some time, hang out, and get to know each other. And he might be coming to the Huber Heights area, or I might be going to the Hillsboro area. If I go to Hillsboro, I know that Hillsboro in Ohio has Ponderosa. So that might be a opportunity that I can go there and see how their Ponderosa is. Because Ponderosa is a restaurant that you don't find too many around anymore.
That is the thing I want to do if I ever get to come up there.
Oh, yeah?
Me, Josh, and Raz at Ponderosa. And y'all's wives are definitely welcome to be there if they would like to join us. But I'm just saying, definite us four. Because I know Joshy wants to talk to you guys in person just as much as I do.
Yep. I keep on looking at this list, and this list is a paper of haunters that received the Ohio Haunters Association Awards, outstanding haunter. And the funny thing is, man, there's a lot of haunts we don't have addresses for. But you know what? No matter what,
have the ability to contact any of them.
Well, I have contact, and that the conversation I had earlier is for Dark Harvest Productions, which got a hold of me and asked how to get this award. And I said, I will travel to you. And when I said I had traveled to them, I was very excited because they finally got back to me, and that's what I want. I will come to you. But yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about? Because no one else has joined us this entire time, and it's been my brain puking as much as your brain puking. And I don't know, is there anybody really out there right now that if you have a comment and you want to put in there, and you have a question and you want to ask a question, go ahead and ask a question, because honestly, that's how you get a hold of us. Otherwise, I don't know what to say or what to do, because I'll tell you.
I don't either. We've been on here about 2 hours. I've even read poetry written by me.
You read poetry that you thought I was gone, and I was like off to the side. And I loved it.
You loved it, yeah. I hope she likes it.
The one thing I will tell you is she likes me for me, and not because I look like Maserati. But yeah, as we go into this new year, we have some projects that we want to do. We have some projects we want to see get done. I truly hope that everybody can have a better year this year than last year. even though I know for a fact that there was a lot of people that was having a bad year last year, but they're going to find out that it's going to be a worse year for them under their circumstances. I hope everybody takes the opportunity and just thinks about the ones that are in California and the ones that are fighting, the ones that are getting things taken away from them. Thinking about everybody that has to deal with all this winter weather. And absolutely, please go check on your friends. Make sure your friends are doing well. And I want everybody to also take in consideration of themselves. If you don't feel good, you don't look good, you don't know what's going on, you might need some help. Stay healthy. Physically, stay healthy, mentally, and if you ever need a talk to somebody, don't hesitate. Get a hold of somebody. Make sure that everybody knows everything, because we want to make sure that everybody is staying mentally healthy. And I know that we have one of these banners that plays, and I just don't know where the banner is.
Well, that's because they changed things.
There we go.
Yes.
So I do want to point this out, and I do want to play this. This could be something that you're watching live, or it could be something that you came across, or this and that. If you got to this point and you really want to understand, if you think that you need help and you feel like you're off and no one cares, you're lying to yourself. People do care about you. I care about every single person. As much as I don't know you, I don't know what circumstances you came from or where you're going. The good, the bad, whatever. I do care about you. So make sure that you take that in consideration. And if you need to call somebody, then you need to call somebody. You need to talk to somebody. You need to talk to somebody. They made it really easy nowadays to get a hold of somebody. You can text them or you can call them. And it's just short numbers now. I do believe it's hashtag, isn't it? No, it's pound. You got to put a pound in front of that 899, don't you? Or the 988. Jeez, criminy, there's that dyslexic moment I've been waiting for. There it is. It just finally
You have to
happened.
push the pound.
You know what? I don't ever want to harass these people, but I always want to find out exactly, from my point and perspective, how to do this. I know if you have an emergency, you press 911. And most of the times when you press 9 and 1, it'll press the 1 and call, saving seconds. I know that. So I don't know if you got to hit 8. And I know there's a dig number. And I know how weird this sounds, but you do not have to report, as long as it was justificational and justified. You do not have to report a how do you say? You don't have to report a accident. As in like justifying somebody broke into your house. But you do have to call the dig number by state laws to make sure that there are no power lines underground or anything. I thought that was the most hilarious thing. Because when I heard that, I was like, nuh-uh. And did the research, and sure enough, if everything's done correctly, technically, to report it, you don't have to report it, but you do have to call the dig number. Because if you're going to bury somebody, make sure you know that there's not a gas line there. Because if there's a gas line or a power line anywhere near there, that's not a good spot to bury it. I'm sure right there is where I would get kicked off of something. Just letting you
I
know.
knew where you were going. That's why I did this. I'm like, I know where he's going. Yes.
I went to say it without saying it. You know what I mean? But yeah, you actually do the research. You make sure you call the dig number. And I'm sure at some point there's going to be someone that does it. They called the dig number and they buried stuff away from other stuff just to make sure, and they did it right and they called it. And then years down the road, we're going to find the truth on that case. And I'm going to start laughing. And I'm going to be like, right there. I had one person listen to me right there. No judging. Well,
I love
Friday,
you.
Someone's got to. Well, Friday, we are at the 2-hour mark here in your closet studio, my basement studio, and looking over there at the future Nightmare studio. And I want to say I should probably get off here because tomorrow is going to be one of those days. But it's been an absolute pleasure being on a padded cell with you. And everyone that has been watching us, everyone that has been here with us, I want to say thank you for stopping in, watching us, and trying to figure out what in the world are these guys talking about. Because we went from the beginning of, hey, it was my birthday yesterday and circumstances were different than any other thing, and I knew everything was going on, to jumping around to Friday reading a little poetry, to miscellaneous things. And that's padded cell, because we're looking forward to the 2025 season year with you guys. But we always have to ask, are we mentally okay? So this is why we do a padded cell, just to talk and let things out. And there are frustrations. And yes, we have been missing half of our crew, and some of our crew, and I can officially say this is the first time I've done a padded cell that all the people that were in the promo video here are not in here at all. Usually we have Del, or we have Raz. I've never had the honor of being on a show with Jar Jar. I'd like to be on a show with Jar Jar. And
he's on hiatus, so that might be a bit.
Right. I totally understand. And unfortunately, we lost one of the people that's in that intro. And, but we want to make sure that everybody does take a little time to themselves and take some time with their families or your family doesn't have to be blood. And let me just tell you that. Your family can be your friends. Your family can be your coworkers. Your family can be whatever. Whatever takes care of you and watches over you. That is a family. So that's anything you want to add, Friday? Because I'll tell you what, that was some sweet poetry you had going on there.
Thank you. I was at a loss for words and had no idea what to say, so I'm like, oh, I can do this. I've been threatening this for a while. Do I have anything else to say? May all the gods and goddesses in charge of your life smile upon you and help you reach a point where you feel completely loved and completely stable and completely happy. Until then, remember, if you're going through hell, keep your head down and you'll make it to the other side before the devil notices you're there.
Is that part of a song?
Yes.
Okay.
I knew
I was
you'd know
like-
the song.
I was like, boy, that sounds familiar.
And I just mixed like 5 religions, 8 multiple religions at once in that one thing. So let's continue. Okay. If there's nothing else.
Ooh, there is. As soon as you get done eating spaghetti, make sure you take the colander and put it on your head. I threw another religion in there.
Why?
Because.
Okay, let's continue. On that note.
Everybody, I'm Pile Hazard. Thank you very much. And this lovely lady right here is Friday.
And if you don't know where to find us so far, you'll figure it out later.
It's your own fault by now. You should know. Go ahead. Look for us. You know what? You go ahead and you start rolling that. I know you got your hand on that button. Press the button.